Hello and welcome to another version, another rendition, another episode, shall we say, of Nosh's Quest to Gold. For my third match, I'm going to be showing you, it's obviously always going to be a P, but it's a P versus a T today. It's myself, the red Protoss, spawning down at the 6 o'clock position, and up the north, the very top, the 12 o'clock I'm going to go for Victoriox. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the people who make those really nifty Swiss Army knives with a very noticeable logo. Now, this is the 12th game that I had played this season. The build I opted to go for against Terran, as you're about to see, is very, very poorly drawn in Forge Fast Expand. Now, I always do this. I always check the close air spawn base first, and then go over to check the further away the cross positional spawn. Which, I don't know, I've decided to go for a very early scout as well, my 9 pylon scout, just to make sure, you know, everything's kosher. He's not got like 700 bunkers. Now, I'm going to get in there quite early. Another reason I've scout early against Terran is because, I'd have sent my drone out now to scout, my normal 12 drone. And he'd just have been reaching the first base, and a lot of the time they'll already have got their full wall off, closed in, and you just can't get in there to see. You can't see if there's, 111. You can't see if there's, just already a tech lab or a reactor or something just down here. So I come across here, I check that he has got gas, but it's not, it's not super early. So I'm saving up my minerals. I've already put down my forge because, I'm not entirely comfortable going Nexus first. I'm starting to try and duke in and out here to try and lose this little follower. But unfortunately, as what's going to happen is that the barracks is going to finish. He's going to get his first marine. He's going to close his wall, and I'm trapped in here. There's no getting out for me. So this poor defenseless little probe is going to die at the first marine in I'm going to say about 10 seconds. I think I'm trying to click him out. And he's, gone and got himself lost. He's like, oh, I'm dead. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to build the world's worst wall off here. I've got my first cannon coming through. I've got my fucking Nexus down. There's my second cannon. There you go. That is a wall, for all intents and purposes. And these two cannons are at least covering the front up here if he tries to come in for my forge. Now, I've used pretty much this exact wall against Zerg, and I found it very effective. I mean, they can bring lings in, and they can attack here, but once I get a first couple of warpins in, I can hang them out over here. The problem that I'm going to encounter against Terran is, well, let's have a quick look at my base. You'll notice this is my vision, Vision-wise, I can't see up here, I can't see here, I can't see here, I can't see here, I can't see anywhere. And our good friend the Terran's already, starting to bring out units onto the field. He's got his tech lab coming up. Look, there's a factory coming as well. And as soon as this finishes, you betcha there's going to be a starport right next to it, and drops are going to come, and I'm not going to have the best time in the world. Now, Victoriox is going to come down here, see everything he needs to see. He's going to see that I have, well, let's just see what he sees I have. He sees my cannons, he sees my forge, he sees my Nexus up and running. How does he respond to this? Well, I mean, he's probably would have started stem anyway. He had that sitting down there. He decides he's going to drop another barracks, mass up as many units as he can get. He's already got his orbital in. I think he's been dropping mules as well. I don't remember yet. It's 50 energy for a mule. So yeah, he's got his orbital in. He has his second gas up as well, so he's starting to climb quite high in his gas count. Something you might notice in this game, I have no gas as of yet. I've just dropped double assimilators. One of the reasons I've actually stopped going for this build quite so early is that especially in the first, say, 10 to 20 games I played, is I just can't spend the money fast enough. I'm droning up really hard, but you're going to notice again, I'm going to end up with silly amounts of money. I mean, at this stage, I should be dropping more pylons all over the base to get vision. I should be dropping gateways, or, at least some tech, some buildings, some something. But if you look at my production, you know what, let's get 2 more assimilators. I've got another gateway coming in. Yeah, it's just up here. That's going to make even more of a wall off. Let's put down another cannon, but, I could put 2 gateways down. Or not. Let's just build more drones. Again, I'm trying to reach this total 40. I don't know where it came from in my head. That 40 is an amazing number. But 40-ish supply in just drones is going to give me an economy where I genuinely can't spend the amount of money that I'm going to end up with. Now, having a look, just as I predicted, we have our starport, we have our factory, we have a nice 3 barracks. The army supply is looking pretty good at the moment for our good friend Victoriox. He's sitting at 19, whereas my worker supply is absolutely crushing him. Now I'm bringing out a couple of units because it's that 7.5 minute mark. I mean, I might as well defend myself with 1 stalker before warp gate, which I haven't even started, finishes. The medevac's coming out, and this is going to end badly for me. We have I'm going to guess, scouting Hellion coming across. I don't really see why you would make a Hellion this late into a game on its own. So I'm just going to assume that, you know, it's for scouting. Now you'll notice that I'm so good at rallying things that my stalker walks all the way down here, all the way across here, up here, and then here. You're also later going to notice that this wall-off is amazing if Zerglings were streaming on into my base, but when it comes to Marines, it's really going to hinder me more than it's going to hinder him. Now eventually I've decided to drop some more gateways. Eventually I've decided to start my research. I actually start spending some of my money. What's that going to put us on? Good effort there. That's a good 7 gate. Nothing says die, you dirty Terran, like 7 gateways, most of which are, you know, finished. So that's not a bad effort, but these pylons here, these 3 pylons here, would actually be really, really useful if I was fighting a Terran that was located up here, but still can't see this part of my own base. Now the task force for Victoriox around the 9, almost 10 minute mark is mobilizing and pushing its way out to my base. During this time he's still just mashing up units. He's got his engineering bay out, he's going for his +1, he's making sure he's not supply blocked and doing not a terrible job of it. Now I push out with these 2 stalkers, which I'm pretty sure eventually die. I think I decided to put 1 in this tower and 1 in that tower. Oh no, oh, he died. Maybe not. So they're all in trouble, and I think I managed to crash the game. Oh, no, it just jumped, it lagged, glitched. At the moment I'm actually putting together the last cast I just did. I'm mashing it together, I'm putting all the segments from Fraps onto the one video and compressing it, so that's probably going to maybe make recording kind of difficult. Now I've seen this push coming, so I'm bringing everything I've got. His engagement's just about to come, but you know, Terran, right? Lol, we're gonna come into your base. Now I'm just gonna pause it right here and have a quick look at army supply. Now I'm, for want of a better word, in trouble, and to use a better word, fucked in terms of army supply at the moment. I do have my 7 warp gates. That's not what I meant to press. I do have my 7 warp gates ready to drop units in for me, but this drop is just gonna spell some bad things. I don't know, I kind of started over my words there. This isn't gonna end well for me. So Stim and Victoriox just starts cutting through my gateways. He doesn't take out 1, he doesn't take out 2, I think he takes out 3. Actually no, he just takes out 2. And you can see that I'm having to deal with my own little choke here, running on up. Eventually I have enough. I bring the probes off the line to harass. I bring all the probes off the line because I clearly just double-clicked one. And this is going to be enough because I think I must have focused the medevac straight away. So yeah, tickle cannons to death. I don't know why I'm not. There you go. Moving these in. Finish off the remaining units. Now he's still sending his, you know, all of his units down to my base, and I think I'm still at an army disadvantage. Yep. Now, because I'm amazing and I have all this money, I'm not going to build more, you know, warp gates or anything. That would just be silly. I'm just going to leave it like that, and, you know, I'm just going to play with 5 because we need 7, right? Now, my vision is going to spot all these units running across, but not in time for me to lose half of my army before realizing that I should maybe engage or do something about this. So a stimmed Biovol just crunches what's left of my army, and again I'm kind of panicking, spawning stalkers on top of my cannons, hoping that he doesn't come around here and come in this back door. stims, cuts through all my stalkers. One of my cannons is smart enough to like shoot a little bit at these marauders here, but it's not enough. That's a good 7 marauders. And they start taking out the cannons, but thankfully my static defense isn't the worst in the game. He does cut his way into the bottom half. That means he has free reign to march all the way through here, but I decided to go for zealots rather than stalkers because, you know, concussive shells is hilarious. And yeah, it's more fun to just make sure he doesn't micro by knowing he's in bronze and therefore shit. Now, I only have a few zealots left, so I decided to pull all my probes off the line to kill 2 marines. And at this point, our Terran opponent decides he doesn't want to, you know, keep rallying down here. Oh, maybe he does. Maybe he does. That's fine. That's fine. No, I've recovered from this quite well, as you can see, army supply-wise, with 2 mining bases and 35 workers, and the fact that I'd never, ever cut probes. Except when I cut probes, that, you know, my Facebook money's gonna just keep rolling in. Fuck, I'm even gonna chrono boost probes and some of my warp gates, just to make sure that I can get nothing but zealots, because nothing says, hey bio, I'm gonna beat you in the face, like about 20 zealots, or 16 if I could count. Now, a little bit late, or later than he probably should have, Victoriox decides he's going to expand at the 15-minute mark. He's also, you know, going to try this drop thing again, seeing as it was quite successful for him. I'm actually going to jump back. I'm pretty sure I should have seen that. I can see these units here. I can see the medevac here. I can see that it's moving across. Oh, I selected my units there, so yeah, I warp in a couple of units in the high ground. That's not so bad. 5 stalkers, but against this stimmed ball, I don't know. I don't like the look of this. I get sentry in as well. At this stage as well, I have 1-1, whereas these little dudes here, they're only a 1, so they don't have the armor advantage that I do. Again, I pull off the probes. I'm not sure how necessary that was, so I just send them back on in. I've managed to defend that fine, but you know, there's perfect need to run all of my zealots through the maze that is the entrance into my base, just because, you know, that could have been another drop, I guess. I mean, it's not the worst decision I've ever made. Now, at the moment, Victoriox he's in trouble. He could, I don't know, he could do it with some more medevacs. He could do with not sending them into drop to get sacrificed to the golden god that's known as Stalker, because this is a formidable force from me. And he just doesn't have an army enough to kill what I have. I mean, when he was attacking, when he was initially doing those drops, that would have been the perfect time for him to drop his expansion. Whereas now, yeah, he's not in the best position. I'm sending these 2 dudes out. I think they're going to be building proxy pylons along the way. Yeah, there's 1, there's 2, and 3. That's where they're going. Meanwhile, down here, I realized there's actually an army here. I was going to head up in the other direction, but I'm just going to drop force fields wherever I feel like and just run into this bio because, yeah, it's bronzie, and I have all the units in the world, so it's okay. Now, unfortunately for Victoriox, he's still rallied down here. So his 1 useful medevac that could have maybe healed some of this bio, or at least picked it up and dropped it back at home, he's just going to hang out here, I think, pretty much for the rest of the game. Now, I think I spotted it. Did I? Maybe I never spot it because I am bad at this game. Oh, that's sour about that. Now that, I think I've reacted to be a drop, actually, because I can't tell if there's anything in that medevac. So I did spawn a couple of units just to make sure. But in the meantime, I've got my 2 proxy pylons right up the back. I've got this one halfway up the map. I'm just bringing my army up. This is going to be the killing blow. Unfortunately for Victoriox, he just doesn't have enough. I don't know why I didn't force field this ramp. I mean, I was actually fully expecting the bio to run on in behind me, but, you know, force field there, and I'd have killed that before I lost any units. But thankfully, it's a little too late on his siege tech. It's a little too late on him being chopped to death by all these zealots. This is burning. There's no SCVs down here except that guy, but yeah, he's gone now. So now I force field the ramp because, you know, it's going to impede me more than him when I try and run up there and kill him. I sent these stalkers to get rid of those 2 potential drops that weren't actually drops at all. He decides to come out and meet me rather than, you know, I don't know, trying to turtle his siege tanks. Just, oh, there it goes, it finishes now. Good job, he's got loads of tanks. And that's it, that's game right there. Again, not the best game in the world. I mean, we're playing Bronze League. I'm just going to run in and zap these guys a couple of times. Again, not the best game in the world because it's Bronze League, but it is a win for me. It was game 10. I hope you do enjoy watching my quest towards gold, as long and as treacherous as it may be. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later on.